Hi guys, in this video I will be showing you how to take in inputs of variables in Java. So in case of any coding problem, you would be seeing usually that you would be either given a value or a set of values that are separated either by space or by an enter or a new line. So in case of an enter, if there are multiple values, you could just append it to any list, or you could add it to an array if you know the length size of the or the number of the inputs before only. But before that, we would be just focusing on how to take in a single line input and how to take in a single input in a single line, and how to take in multiple inputs in a single line. Considering they are either space separated or comma separated. Okay, so let's in order to take an input, we must always consider the buffer reader class, because it is always preferred as it is used for fast input output operations. Unlike scanner, it takes much less time. In fractions of time it solves the same problem, and thus it would help you to escape the time limit exceeded error that usually throws in the that is usually thrown when your particular program exceeds the time limit that is provided to it. So we would be using the buffered reader BR, and it would be new buffered reader, and we would be passing the class new input stream reader, and inside it we would be passing system.in. So this is how you would declare buffered reader. And now suppose you have only a single value. So a single value could be read as, suppose I want to read a string value val, it would just be br.readline, and you can add a trim to the end of it in order to remove any white space. So as you can see that readline is throwing me an error here. So this is because I would have to throw an exception here, because a buffered reader whenever implemented, it throws an error. So I would be throws IO exception. So I can see that IO exception is present here. So throws IO exception, and let's just print our value here. Print, it would not be print, obviously it would be system.out.println sout, that is, and we have to print val. Let's run our code. It is building. Suppose if I say hello, if I run our code, I would have to just press enter. So I'm getting hello as our output. So what if I am entering an integer value? So an integer value would just be, I would have to pass this particular value that I am getting here. So it would be integer.parseInt, and I would have to pass my string here, and it would be assigned to, suppose, a value as int val. Okay, if I run this particular code and I enter, let us complete building, and I enter suppose 54, and I run our code, sorry, it would not be stop and rerun, it was just, so I'm getting 54 as my output of my integer that I have got from my single input single line. Now for single line, but there are many values that are either comma separated or space separated. So in order to get them into an array, we would be first reading br.readline.trim, and then since they are separated by comma or space, I would have to find the separating character, and I would have to perform a split on it in order to get the individual elements that are separated by that particular character. So I would be performing a split operation on space. So in this case we are considering space as the separator, and this would be string array, and I would be just printing arrays dot toString, and I would be providing my array here. Okay, so let me just run my code, and now I would have to provide you with values that are separated by space. Okay, let's just wait for the code to complete running. Yeah, it has completed its compilation. Let me run 1 2 3 4 5. So I'm getting an array as 1 2 3 4 5. Always remember that it is a string array, and in order to convert it into an integer array, I would have to iterate it one by one, or I would have to use my map function in order to convert a string array into a integer array. Okay, so this is how you would be taking an input from the user in case of different cases, that is single line, single word, and single line, multiple iterations or multiple values separated by a comma or a space. So this is it for the taking input section. Now for the output section. In case of output also, you would have to either let me just initialize an array first. So int add, it would be new int, and I would be providing the values as 1 2 3 4 5. So this is my array. So now what I have to do, I have to show you how to provide different types of output. So the different types of output is that, suppose you are printing a list or multiple values, each of the value could be present in a new line, or each of the value could be comma or space separated. In case of comma or space separated, I would be just keeping a string output here that I would initialize to a empty string. Okay, and now I would be iterating through all of the values in array. So this is the iterator symbol for I colon array add, and I would add op is equal to op plus, I would be performing a space suppose, and I would click on semicolon, and at the end I would be just printing op as the output. Let's run our code. So I am expecting that I am getting 1 space 2 space 3 space 4. So I have done op plus space, it would be op plus I plus space. Okay, op plus I plus space. Let's run our code again. I think so I would be getting an error that I'm concatenating an integer with a string, but let's see what we are getting. So I'm getting 1 space 2 space 3 space 5. I can also separate it using comma if I use space, comma space, and if I run our code, so it would be giving me according to me it would be giving me 1 comma space comma 2. Yeah, I'm getting the output that I was expecting. So this is how you would be printing an output that you required. Means suppose you need to print all of the elements in an array that is either space separated or comma separated, and what if you have to print it in new line, then I did not require these particular things. And I could just do system.out.println, and I can just print I. If I run our code here, I am getting 1, below it 2, below it 3. So I am getting all of the values and I am printing them in new line. So this is how you would have to perform inputs and outputs, and I have tried to cover all of the cases that usually comes in case of inputs and outputs, and this is how you would have to do it in a fast and an efficient manner. So thanks for watching in Java. So thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope so this helped you, and see you in the next one.